Welcome back to another episode of MCTV. I'm Zach Sewell. This week, we'll update you on all things homecoming and a big week in Choctaw athletics. One of the most looked forward to events of homecoming is that of Follies, and our Keyshawn Carr has more.
This past Thursday on October 27th held the Follies Student Show, which was one of the many events for homecoming special lineups during last week.
Welcome to Follies!
As clubs and tribes competed with different fun, entertaining skits while also showing off their dance moves with amazing and unexpected performances featuring popular childhood shows. Students followed up by voting for their favorite performances afterwards, and the winners were announced the next day on Friday, with the top three winners being Kissimmee at first with their Wizard of Oz skit.
Wait, you are not dreaming. I'm the Scarecrow, that's the Tin-Man, and now you're Tiger. I'm actually a lion.
Followed by Civitan second with their Disney Hercules skit.
I guess he's getting the hang of it.
And Deserto at third with their Phineas and Ferb skit.
Phineas and Ferb are making a Follies production.
The Choctaw Cheer-Off was a massive event as MC revealed their new athletic logo after the festivities. Our Jace Amon has more.
This year's Choctaw Cheer-Off will go down as one to remember. Different clubs and tribes showed their MC spirit by performing Choctaw cheers in front of the student body this past Thursday. The tribes swept the podium as Ninamusha placed first, followed by Kissimmee and Laguna. Afterwards, students got to reveal the new athletics logo to all who attended. While we'll still be the Choctaws, an eagle is now the new athletics logo for Mississippi College. To fully see all of the new logos and find out more about them, visit www.mc.edu. Jay Samond, MCTV.
For Choctaw Athletics, the football team hosted number 6 Delta State in the biggest game of the season. Here's Jace Amon with the highlights.
Last Saturday, Mississippi College hosted Delta State in the Heritage Bell Classic in a game where the Statesmen were ranked number 8 in the country. Plus, a homecoming weekend and full crowd from the Choctaws made this game one to remember. The first half was an offensive showcase, as both teams put up points on the first 5 drives of the game. John Henry White and Cole Fagan capped off the first 2 MC possessions with rushing touchdowns after long, methodical drives. After Delta State put up 17 points of their own in the first quarter and a half, the Choctaws scored touchdowns on both sides of the ball, as Zadok Esters recovered a fumble and ran it back to give the Choctaws the lead. Now down 31-24 midway through the third quarter, MC used another time-consuming drive capped off by an 8-yard Marcus Williams touchdown rush to tie it back up. After the Choctaw D got a stop on the next drive, MC had a massive 51-yard burst from Cole Fagan into the end zone to put the Choctaws up 38-31. Unfortunately, the Choctaws' magic came to a stop there as they put up no points in the final quarter, and Delta State scored on their next 3 drives for a final score of 52-38. While the Statesmen stay undefeated, MC moves to 4-5 on the season as they travel to West Alabama this Saturday at 2. Jay Samond, MCTV.
Even though the Choctaws couldn't get it done on the football field, they certainly did on the soccer pitch. Here's Jace Amon with the highlights from the women's playoff game here at home.
The MC women's soccer team hosted their GSC quarterfinal match against Christian Brothers Sunday afternoon and looked for revenge after an early exit from last year's playoff. In just the 7th minute, Aaron Hederman scored off a beautiful backheel redirect to put the Lady Choctaws up 1-0. While an MC penalty kick was saved later in the half, no other goals were scored in the first 45. In the second half, it was also all MC. Beatrice Curry scored her 15th goal of the year, and Avery Hederman put herself on the score sheet as well for the 3-0 victory. The Lady Choctaws outshot the Buccaneers 26-5 as they move on to the semifinals in Huntsville, Alabama. They'll play 6th-seeded West Alabama, who eliminated them last year, this Friday night at 6. Jay Samond, MCTV.
Men also won 3-0, but it was on the road against the 3rd seed West Alabama. For their semifinal match, they'll play this Thursday at 6 against Christian Brothers. The women's basketball team played at LSU in an exhibition game last week. While the Tigers won 88-35, the Choctaws did outscore them in the second quarter, 18-14. For the men, Jace Amon has more on their first exhibition game.
The men's basketball team played their first exhibition game of the new season at UAB this past Tuesday night. With almost an entirely new roster from last year, the Choctaws faced off against a tough Blazers team that made the NCAA tournament just last season. The Choctaws fell 98-47, but it was a needed game for this new roster to play against another opponent for the first time. B. McCrary had 13 points to lead the team, while Paul Smith had 6 points, and Anthony Ratliff had 8 of his own, plus the same number of rebounds to lead in that category. Up next is their home opener and second of 3 exhibitions. This time it's against Millsaps this Saturday at 2 here in Clinton. Jay Samond, MCTV.
The volleyball team had road GSC matches last week as they fell to a ranked West Florida team 3-0. But 2 of the 3 sets were decided by less than 5 points. They bounced back the next day with a sweep over Auburn Montgomery to give them the most wins in a season in school history at 22. They'll end the regular season here at home with a match against UAH Thursday night with Senior Day against Montevallo on Friday at 6. That's all we have for the show today. To see all our stories and send us your ideas, follow us on social media at blueandgold_MC. For MCTV, I'm Zach Sewell. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.